What's going on? Here we are again in my shop, my favorite place to be, of course. I know that we're kind of doing a live on a Tuesday when I'm normally trying to stick to my Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but this week's actually a little bit different because I do have the Ocean City, Maryland car show that is coming up at the end of this week, which I'm pretty excited about, but it's kind of a bummer too in a way because now I'm finding out I'm only going to do a day trip again, just like I did last year, which is still just as fun as getting out there, hanging out with some friends, and having a good time. Hopefully, I'll get to meet up with a lot of my friends that'll already be. I almost said down there. It's more. I guess it is down there. It's more like over there. I should be saying from where I'm at here in New Jersey. So, is any of you guys going out to Ocean City, Maryland for the big car show? The weather's not looking that great, but I'm thinking about bringing one of my Paramotors. It'll be the first time actually bringing one all the way out to the show. So I'm going to do a little bit of a mod to the back of my deck that I built for the Model A here so I can put a lock on it, just so nobody could potentially try to steal it, because I am a little nervous about that because a lot of times when we do go out to Ocean City, Maryland to the car show, we go out to eat, we go into the convention center or we'll go walk around where all the hot rods are. So, or maybe this year we'll just go hang out, go hit the strip. Hopefully that's really what I kind of do this year is I want to go hit the strip, go driving around and just go drive with other epic hot rods, But other than all of that, for the end of this week, that's why I'm kind of trying to do these lives a little bit different during this week because Friday's going to be a little screwed up as well. Is that what I'm trying to do is bring one of these two Paramotors for the back here, which I'm debating on which one I'm going to bring. It would be really cool to actually bring the Expedition. That is my first Paramotor that I ever did put on the car. So I feel like it would be kind of special to actually put it on the back of the Model A and go out to that big car show. It's actually considered like the biggest car show of the East Coast here in the United States. It's big, and it's super epic. It's going to be a fun time. Yeah, but regardless of all of that, what's going on today, everybody? I'm here hopping on, trying to see who's going to come on the live. Like I said, this is a Tuesday. This is normally not when I would typically do a live, but I figured, hey, might as well try something different, get on here, try to get talking to you guys that are subscribe to the channel. And like I said, this is me trying to do this to reach out to people that are subbed to the channel. I'm trying to learn about you guys. I want to know what you guys really enjoy about my videos and, talk about Paramotors. Not really trying to talk about the car show life so much, but if that's what you guys want to talk about, I'm all about that too as well. But yeah, so besides all that, my last YouTube video that I just dropped with trying out the speed bar for the first time here on the Star. What an amazing time. It was super great. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a lot easier than I really thought it was going to be. For some reason, I really overthought it. I made it way more complicated than it really was out to be, And then obviously after watching that Anthony Valla video of him using the speed bar and him having that epic collapse that caused a really horrible crash. And he was, I'm not here to actually put my 2 cents into what his mistakes were, but the only thing that I could say that I did do differently when I went to attempt to use speed bar was that I was up way higher than he was. And I feel like that's kind of key to paramotoring is that don't get it wrong, though. I do have, my pilot friends that hit the speed bar pretty low, and I guess it just depends on your skill set, where you feel about your wing, and for me, anything that I'm ever doing with the paramotoring life that is outside of my comfort zone, flying higher is just safer, and that's something that I was taught in the beginning of my flying journey, and I feel like that has stuck with me, So when I went to go do the speed bar, I was up at about 1,000 feet, and I felt like that I maybe still should have been higher. But then after I started using the speed bar, it felt way easier. It wasn't I got like really used to it, I guess I should say, because I did it multiple times. I did actually some speed range testing, but I did have a good strong headwind at about 16 miles an hour. So I feel like that if I did it without the headwind, what a dramatic difference in speed range that I probably would have gained. So I'm waiting to actually get up in the air again, but the rest of this week is starting to look really bad for rain. So we'll see. But yeah, right now the live's not looking too good, but that's okay. Sometimes I do these lives and nobody hops on, and I try to push myself to do it for about a half an hour. Maybe I'll sign off in 15 minutes if nobody does come on to engage, which is okay. Like I said, I'm on here trying to do these lives to really engage with the people that are subscribed to the channel. I'm trying to learn more about you guys, what you guys really like, what you guys want to see me doing, and to me, I absolutely love making video content, and I'm never going to stop doing that, but I want to make sure that I'm obviously doing things that you guys like to see or what you guys want to see. Like, I feel like I could go back and see a lot of paramotoring videos and redo what some other people do, but that's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm here trying to share with you all of my flights. I'm trying to share this really cool epic journey, and I think it's really cool that I put the Model A in the mix of the paramotoring life. I'm the only person I think in the world that actually does that, which to me is super awesome. And it all came up as an idea one day, inspired by a car show, and it happened one day, it stuck with me, and then boom, here I am just sitting on this platform that I made for the Model A for the paramotoring life. And I think it's just super cool. And really, when I'm doing these lives, it's so hard because, like, for me, I'm so used to making a video, cutting out a lot of stuff in the editing, and chopping out what people don't want to really see or what I think people don't want to see, like that. A lot of the flying where I'm not talking or interacting with Pilot Tom or other pilots like my mentor Asmat or Pilot Pat and things like that, and really, man, I have so many videos that I actually still haven't even shared yet with a lot of my flights. And I feel like sometimes, like now, like actually being a YouTuber, I think that not every video I should be posting, I should post, like sometimes I'll make a video and it'll take me a couple days to, make the editing, put it all together, have an idea, thumbnail, the title, all that stuff. And it's so hard that I can't just post any video, it seems like, anymore. Like I used to just throw in all these videos all the time and just post it. And then now I feel like I can't just do that anymore. It's not like what it used to be. It's like really hard to stay on top of being a YouTuber when you have a full-time job. Like me having my full-time job, it's hard to have the mix of being a paramotor pilot, vlogger, YouTuber. And I also try to make videos too for like Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok. My TikTok used to be way better than what it is now. It seems like since they suspended and just wiped away my old account, when I remade a new one, it seems like it is twice as hard now to get that following back, get to where I was with TikTok. But I'm not trying to say I don't care about TikTok. I care about all the social media platforms, trying to be a video creator. But it's also like disappointing too at the same time, knowing that how far I gained once before on the channel to lose it all, So now the one thing that's good about that happening is that it made me really think about what mistakes I guess I was making, say on the lives, maybe the things that I was doing to get it taken away from me. Because it's something that, like for instance, if I had this YouTube channel taken away from me, I'd be pretty devastated. But I do know that what I would have to do now to get back to at least where I'm at today, and being monetized, how to get that watch time, what do people kind of want to see in the paramotoring life, or just, maybe even the car scene life. And I was really trying to make it so I could mix all these things together, but I feel like, with the channel, it's more based on the paramotoring journey, which I have started, and I love it. To me, like I do believe that this is the pinnacle of all sports. I don't think there's anything greater than it, and it's all around just this super fun, active adventure that I like. When I go to bed, I'm thinking about it. When I wake up, I'm thinking about it, and I've never had that before in my life. Like when I was younger, I used to always skateboard. Skateboarding was a really big part of my childhood, and I was more into skateboarding than any other sports. Like I played baseball, but that wasn't really long. I tried doing football. I wasn't built for it, and I feel like the people that were playing football, supposed for me trying to get into that crowd, it wasn't my crowd. And it's the same thing with how actually all the sports went down. It wasn't my crowd of people, but I just like I got into quad riding, and when I got into quad riding, that was something that I wanted really bad, and I was obsessed. And I can't believe that I still have that quad right here next to me today. I actually look at that quad like something very special in my life because I actually, like a fool, I sold that exact quad that sits next to me. That is my original quad that my dad bought me in 2003. And I was so obsessed with it that I like used to lose sleep over it, just like I do with paramotoring today. And it's amazing that I found it back, totally spray painted, blown up from the bottom end and the top end, and it looked bad. And I bought it back for $500 and redid the whole quad. And now I go out quad riding with that thing on certain weekends, sometimes with all our friends, which is actually a really good fun time. But I'm not trying to say I lost any interest in that or anything like that. It's nice that I have that. That quad is actually really special to me. And it's amazing that it sits here in my paramotoring hot rod shop. It's like something that I actually just enjoy looking at sometimes. And sometimes, like when I don't ride it for a while or anything like that, I'll go fire it up. Like right now, I would like to think it would fire right up, but the battery probably could be dead in it. And these racing quads, like this one, they don't have a kickstart to them, which I kind of always wish that they did. It would have been sick if it had the option of a kickstart with on top of the electric start, because I feel like, it's a lot to rely on with just one thing for starting. And I feel the same way about the paramotoring life. Like the next motor I do get, I kind of want to make sure I get one with the e-start on top of obviously having the pull start, because it's just nice to have two options, because I have learned that when you're wearing gloves with paramotoring in the wintertime, which I hate wearing gloves, you'll hit the kill switch on accident. And there's nothing worse than when you go to finally get the wing above your head if you're having any fighting problems, which it happens. That when you finally get it up, you turn around, you're ready to run. As soon as you're going to run, you accidentally kill your motor. And with the pull start, you can't fire it right back up. You actually have to let the wing drop back down, which is such a bummer, But regardless of that, like I've watched Pilot Tom. I remember the first tandem flight that I did with him. Dude, I'll never forget. He was explaining to me about the whole setup, how we had to go do it, the whole run up and how we were going to launch. And we had this crowd of people around us. I mean, like, it was probably still to this day one of the biggest crowds that I've ever had for a takeoff, which was, to me, I was super excited just to do something new with the paramotoring life. And I don't know about you, but I get amped up when I know that people are watching me. It like brings out this like, oh yeah, we're going to do this kind of attitude. And Tom was like, dude, I hope that we don't mess up this launch. We have so many people watching us. I was like, dude, I get it. I'm going to run really tight, because he has to run really wide, being the pilot and me being the passenger. And I'll never forget, as soon as the wing came up, Pilot Tom accidentally shut the motor down with the kill switch, and I'm pretty sure he was wearing gloves, like to me, gloves fail me every single time. That's why I almost suffer and go up in the air and try flying without gloves, like every time, even if it's 25 degrees out or if it's 10 degrees out. I try so hard to make sure that I'm not wearing gloves. And Tom, dude, when we had the wing up, we had like really light winds, to try to get up a 42 meter. We had to run our butts off, but we were running. And Tom, I felt the motor shut off. I was like, oh no. And he was like, no worries, keep running, keep running. And with that electric start, man, he was like, run, dun, 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 dun. Dude, and then we were off, and I'll never forget that. That really stuck with me because I've had failed launches now with accidentally hitting the kill switch. and having to drop the wing after the whole fight of finally getting to that point, and paramotoring is not really easy when you're up in the air flying. That takeoff is actually one of the biggest challenges to flying, at least the paramotor, in my opinion. But, like for me, I've kited so many times on the ground that I got it down pretty good with my takeoffs, of course. But there are times when the winds are howling or when you don't set up properly and the wing just doesn't want to work with it. And just like I found out recently, if you have a little bit of sand in your wing, she's not going to work that great at all. And it gets super annoying, and really, it's just not a lot of fun sometimes when things like that happen. But outside of the kill switch issue, it just would be nice to have an E-start, But don't get it wrong. When these things are running, though, man, they run like a top, especially if you have them all tuned up and they're really ready to go. I'm a big fan of the two-stroke life. I think Vitarazi is totally the way to go. Everything about them are super great. It's amazing because this one is a 2020. It's an MY20 Vitarazi Moster 185 two-stroke, right? And that motor, I'm probably now pushing over 80 hours on it. And this one is the MY22, and I just rolled over 40 hours on it. So I probably have like 45 hours now actually on it. But like to me, there's such, I almost said turnkey, but they're such good runners. Like they both fire up first, second pull. I gotta still figure out a better pull system setup for this. But I found out with what this has is what I'm probably just going to transfer over to this, like get the same exact setup that's on the Star to the Expedition, because it totally makes sense to have the little arm that's up on the top. You can kind of see it right where my finger's pointing right now. That's right where my pull start is. And right under it, right there, is this arm. And what's cool about the arm is that it actually folds in and it folds out. So obviously I haven't folded out right now, but yeah, I would do the same thing for the Expedition, because the Expedition, it's hard to tell, but right where my finger's pointing right there is where the pull start is, and it's literally on the back part of the frame. There's no spool, there's no wheel that it rides on. So in reality, like when I first started to become a paramotor pilot with that setup, I never did anything with the pull start because it never clicked in my head yet that it was, I don't want to call it a bad design, but it's not a great design. And what would happen was I would, instead of pulling up like I'm assuming I should have, I had this reaction of wanting to pull down, because it was so hard to start. And when I used to pull down, I rubbed these terrible marks on my shoulder strap, and to this day, I still have those rub marks on the shoulder strap of the APCO split leg harness, And like I said, I'm not trying to say anything negative or anything like that, but sometimes I feel like another few more minutes of the thought process to it would have made it so much more of a long term. Like instead of hurting the harness, blowing through strings, because I've had a lot of cords, I should call it, snap on me and retract back in. And man, when a pull cord retracts all the way back in, sometimes you have to take them apart, you have to redo them, And believe me, I've done it so many times now that it's like I don't ever want that mistake to happen again. And that's why I hate to admit it, but I do a lot of ground starts. But I don't do them like you would think. I don't look at it and not having on my back to start. What I do is I actually kneel down and sit down on the ground with it. And it seems to be a lot easier to fire them up that way than standing up and trying to start it, But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys ever had issues with trying to fire up your paramotor or wishing that you had the E-start, But for me, I just know that once I come to my third setup, I would like it to have the E-start. Because to me, I feel like that 2 extra pounds, to me, isn't going to be a big deal at all. But yeah, so on this live, to be totally honest, I don't have anybody on here, which is totally fine. Someone dropped a like, which I definitely really appreciate. Yeah, I got no comments, and that's okay. Like I said, I try to push myself to do these lives. I try to really go outside of the box with what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to really interact with you guys, and I'm showing you guys too how much I really appreciate you guys that are watching. It means a lot to me. I know it's probably hard for everybody to always be on YouTube as well, especially on a Tuesday night. I wasn't really expecting a lot today, but I was trying something different. I feel like I just do feel like that if you ever want to be a paramotor pilot, do it the right way. Go seek out proper training. Get taught the right way. Spend that money first before you go buying a setup, hurting yourself or hurting your gear. Like for me, in the beginning, before I got my proper training, all I was doing was hurting my gear. And I couldn't tell you how much money I actually threw away in the beginning because I didn't do it the right way. I didn't go and seek out proper training. And like most of people, I just really believed that I could just figure it out on my own. I just really thought like, oh, I can learn how to be a paramotor pilot and I'm better than everybody else. Like I can watch a video and know what I'm doing, and I really was completely wrong. I failed terribly, and I got dragged like something fierce. And with that paramotor right there, not with that motor on it, with that engine that is down there on that paramotor. That's the FX frame over there that I do have the original EOS 100 booster, which I'm actually debating on doing a giveaway with that motor or making something special out of it. Steve, what's up? No way, dude. Bad weather tomorrow? Yeah, so you know what? 25 gusts tomorrow. Yeah, oh man, so that's no good for inland, right? You're going to be flying inland, obviously. Yeah, that's high. I'm actually, we got a lot of rain coming tomorrow here in New Jersey. I don't know about you. And Virginia, right? Or is it North Carolina? I'm drawing a blank right now. I don't know why I always do this. Like every time we talk, I feel like I draw these blanks. But yeah, we got high winds tomorrow on top of a washout too. Virginia, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, man. I figured I'd hop on this live today on a Tuesday because this week's gonna be really screwed up for me because I have a big car show at the end of the week, which I'm pretty excited about, and I'm gonna try to like make it so I can do a live stream in the car driving over there. So that'll be a lot of fun. So hopefully I can do that. Right. Thursday, Friday should be much, much better weather. But dude, is your flying gonna be that long? Are you gonna be able to are you staying there for a couple nights? Like what's the deal? Are you camping out there? Dude, what are you doing actually? Are you driving there like in your normal vehicle to camp out? Or do you have a tent? Do you have a camper? Damn, all the way to Sunday? Man, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I saw that. I think Sunday's supposed to be really bad too. Saturday looks pretty decent. Oh, okay. So are you doing it with a tent or do you have a camper or like a trailer that you're going to sleep in? I actually just sold my trailer. I had like big high dreams for it, but I think it was a little over my head and I have so many things going on. A tent, old school. Dude, that's awesome, dude. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I actually feel like that's the way to go, man. It's nice to go hit the tent sometimes with like a sleeping bag and stuff like that. I actually think that's cool. Is there going to be bathrooms there? Or like a shower room or anything like that? Just out of curiosity. Are you doing it at an airport actually? Is the flying at an airport? Because a lot of times, most little private airports have like a shower bathroom spot. Like I know. Okay, yeah, nice, dude. That makes it way better. So yeah, dude, camping out in the tent, dude, is gonna be king. Oh, awesome, dude. That's sweet. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. What's the airport called? That's actually really cool, man. I actually think that it's gonna be a really great time, man. I'm actually super jealous, dude. I wish that I could jump ship and not be working and come down there, man. That'd be so sick. But dude, we got to. Have you ever been to Ocean City, Maryland before? We got the huge car show. It's like Camp Bell Airfield, dude. That's awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to see your videos, dude. And I'm assuming that you'll probably do a live stream while you're down there or over there, I should say, because you said it's only an hour away from where you're at. Oh no, you never been to Maryland before? So Ocean City, Maryland has cruise in Maryland. Okay, yeah, cool, man. Well, dude, definitely like message me on Messenger, and plus I'll definitely like shoot you my cell number too, so you can let me know because I don't want to miss your lives. I didn't realize that you were doing like your own lives too, dude. I think the other night was actually really cool watching. I loved seeing your setup too, man. I thought that was so awesome. It was a shame that I missed the end of it, or I only came on to the end of it, but like man, it was so awesome, dude. Dude, I was literally I was going through videos on my YouTube channel. And I like to look at them and like recap all my titles sometimes. And dude, your thing came up saying that you were live. And I was like, what? Steve's on, dude? I gotta go check him out. And dude, awesome. Did you talk about having a lot of people, man? You have a good following on there to have. Dude, it was like nice seeing people on your live just like talking to each other, really interacting with you and, the other people that were in the room. I thought that was really cool, man. I was actually really jealous too at the same time because I haven't actually had that yet. And dude, that was great, man. I was like blown away by it. And like I said, your setup is so cool that like I feel like it's cooler than my shop life area. Like I like the setup. The lighting was great in it. I liked you being in that room. I thought that was like a really cool doing it live spot. I thought that was epic. Yeah, see, that's cool, man. That's actually really cool that you got a following like that. That's what I'm trying to build, and in time, I do realize that it takes time to have that, because I feel like I have it the best on my YouTube shorts, which I'm not trying to say is disappointing or anything like that. I like that, but like, I just feel like it's like I just wish I was a little bit more better with my long-term videos, trying to aim for like what people really want to be watching. And I feel like it is hard to make creative videos on paramotoring when there is now starting to be a bigger niche on it. Like so many people are doing so many different things, and it's like for me, I'm gonna try to do a really epic YouTube video now, going to Ocean City, Maryland. You know what I mean, for the big car show. And I'm planning on bringing one of the two Paramotors. I'll probably bring the Expedition on the back because it is the first one I ever did put on the back, and it's actually a little bit lighter, which doesn't really matter. But I think it would be cool to do that because it would definitely get me noticed a little bit more out there at the show, which will be sweet because there's going to be probably over a couple thousand hot rods there. And that was like the whole point of why I started doing the paramotor on the back of the car, was to be, standing out, be different. Yeah, man, I really do appreciate that. And maybe one day I'll finally make a video that would go viral, but it's hard, man. It's like, it's a shame. When I first got monetized, I had 3 viral videos, but they were not considered monetizable, right? They had red checks next to them. And when I first got monetized, I was actually so scared about that I actually, like a fool, I deleted those videos. And to this day now, I think back, like, why did I let those videos go? I still could have got a good following from them. It was still getting me views on the channel and watch time, but I erased them, It's because I had like copyright music claims or something on it. And when I first really got monetized on the channel a couple years ago, I was so scared when I saw that stuff that I erased it. Oh, really? Oh, well, you can still go back and monetize them though now. I don't know how that would really work. I don't know if it would count for the past views or not, but still. Yeah, dude, I've actually made the mistake by having a couple videos that I have posted and I forgot to monetize it right away. But now I have it set up to where every time I post a video, it's like an automatic thing that happens. And it's funny, like now with the lives too, I can be monetized on the lives, which I didn't realize. Oh, that's good money, man. But hey, still though, yeah, I see what you mean though. But at least know now you know to try to be on top of that stuff, you know. Mistakes happen, man. You know, like I said, like I should have never I actually had like 3 viral videos here on YouTube, and they're the ones that probably got me to where I'm at today with a lot of my followers too. That's why I'm so upset that I erased them. You know, I found out that you should never delete any of the videos that you have ever put up on a post on YouTube. If anything, you should take them down, but never delete them. You know, it's something that I've obviously been learning, something that I'm trying to, you know, be better about. You know, because man, to be honest, in the beginning too, like when I got monetized, I didn't know that yet. And man, I used to post so many videos that I would just instantly delete because in like the first 5 hours, I got no views on some of the videos. That I'd be like, oh, I gotta get rid of this. I'm too nervous. But then come to find out, sometimes I'll post a video and don't get any views on it for a couple of days. And then boom, next thing you know, I got 5,000 views on a video, you know, or 10,000 views, you know, and it's like, the things I didn't know in the beginning, you know, and it was a little upsetting, a little disappointing, you know, but you know, you live and learn, you know, just like you probably have. You said that you've been YouTubing now for like 12 years or something like that, or at least around 10 years or something like that. Dude, that's actually really impressive to think because to me, I've only been trying to really do it for the past 3 years. And realistically, it's only been like 2 years, really, you know? Yeah, see, 12 years, man? Wow. I would like to believe, Scoob, that sitting here today with you, 12 years from now, or even just say, make it smaller, 5 years from now, I would like to think that I can almost be at the point just dreaming, but I do have goals in between it, that maybe I can almost be at the point where I could not have to be a carpenter anymore and I can make this a full-time job. I actually have a few friends that live right around here that are actual YouTubers, and they do like things like guitar lessons, car life. One actually does like this teaching stuff on there. And dude, all 3 of those people that I'm referring to right now, they all live strictly off of YouTube. They all have nice homes. They have great cars. They have families, you know, that they obviously can support. And I think back to myself like, wow, I could get there. I'm just missing a couple of key things here. Like for one, I don't have that much time in it. And got on bad terms. They deleted all my videos. Wow, YouTube deleted all your vaping videos? So when you say vape, you're talking about smoking? I would have them all, but I got a PC virus. A PC virus, like something with your computer, not YouTube? Like you're saying like your computer? No, they... So when you say vape, though, is that with like smoking? Or is there something else that I'm not like putting together here? Because like every time I hear vape, I always think about like how people are vaping, like they're smoking those e-cigarettes. Or nowadays it's like, you know, weed pens and stuff like that. Kind of. Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. So then you vape then still to this day? Like, were you like once a cigarette smoker, then you switched over? If you don't mind me asking, I'm not trying to get into your personal life, but I feel like we've been talking so much that I'm kind of actually curious. Okay, wow. All right, so how long have you been vaping for, if you don't mind me asking? I used to for 32 years. Okay, wow. So, you know, I have to be honest too with you, Steve, because you're telling me. I used to smoke cigarettes I probably smoked cigarettes for probably close to like 8 years maybe. Okay, wow, 10 to 12 years. Now vaping. Yeah, so I used to smoke cigarettes, and I think I got right around the 8-year mark of smoking cigarettes, and then I quit. And then now, which is pretty impressive, I haven't had a cigarette now in like over 11 years. I'm probably pushing, I think I'm pushing actually 12 years, which is pretty incredible. And I used to be like a regular smoker. I used to love Camel Lights or Camel Blues. I don't know what kind of cigarettes you smoked, but I was a Camel fan. And yeah, I definitely miss those days. Yeah, dude, I definitely miss those days. And I actually, when I did quit smoking cigarettes, it's one like, I think they were called like blue vapes or something, or like e-cig Blues or something like that. And I tried to do that for a couple months, and Marlboro Reds and then Lights. Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I used to smoke Marlboro Reds, and I definitely smoked a lot of Marlboro Lights. There ain't no doubt about that. But yeah, I was definitely more of a Camel guy for sure. I don't know why either. I just feel like I went through so many cigarettes. And like for example, like my mom, she used to smoke Newports, and I could never do that. Used to be one called Blue. Okay, that's what I think it was. It was like, I feel like they weren't that expensive then, and it was worth trying. And I remember they used to advertise like you could smoke them anywhere indoors and stuff like that. And I remember trying it. And I remember like for me at the time, because I used to love cigarettes so much that I couldn't, I couldn't like cope with it, at the time. And I just figured, if I was to stop, I was just gonna stop. And don't get it wrong, still to this day, I still wish, which is sad to say, that I wish that I still smoked, because there's that feeling that I feel like I miss from it. It's like that feeling in between your lips, that feeling of the smoke in your lungs, that exhale after like you just had a long day at work with that cigarette smoke. There's really nothing like it. And I don't know. No. Don't get it wrong. I'm never going back to it. Now, knowing how terrible it really is and stuff like that, I would always vape if I was to really go back. But no, I'm not going back now at this point. There's just no way. It's been too long for me anyway. And plus, dude, the money that it costs is just ridiculous. I think now in New Jersey, if I was to say go buy a pack of Reds, Lights, or the Camels, I'm pretty sure they're over $12 a pack now. And that's a joke, dude. When I was smoking cigarettes, they were like, I think they were like $5, $5.50 a pack. And I used to think that was ridiculous. And that was, 12 years ago. That's crazy to think that it was like they weren't that bad of pricing then to what they are now. Like, how are they more than double what they were then? Like, what a joke. Cigarette companies are like gas companies. They rob everybody, and they're just making tons of money off of every sale, I even think there was a time, if I can remember right, I used to roll my own cigarettes because it was even cheaper than that. You could buy like a big bag of Camel Blue tobacco, and then buy a little roller and stuff like that. And it was, I used to actually, I think I did do that actually at the end, because I really enjoyed that, but I didn't like the idea of not having a filter anymore. I think it felt like a lot more harsh or something like that, if I can recall right. And yeah, cigarettes are in the past for me, man, for sure. Oh man, I feel like I wish that I could have like for like things like this. I wish I could have a thing on there that could count how many words I've spoken in the last 38 minutes, because I feel like I've been talking so much, and that's what's amazing about these lives, that you get to bring out so much. You get to talk about a lot of things. And so, Scoob, so have you done the speed bar, actually, thinking about it? I just started obviously thinking about paramotoring, because that's what I'm obviously doing a video on, is paramotoring. But have you done the speed bar? I feel like I recall asking you, but I'm just drawing a blank on it right now, if you have or have not. I think you said that you have. I kind of get a little mixed up sometimes with the other pilots that do come on. But, dude, what a crazy experience I had with doing the speed bar, though, last time. Or, I should say the only time. But I did do a speed bar once before, but it was really nothing like what I just did. My wing has no speed. All right, that's right. But have you ever done it, though? Like, when you went and got your proper training, is that something that they do in, like, a training course? Like, do you go up and fly about, like, 40 flights, 10 flights, and then you're able to go and attempt the speed bar? Like, do you guys do that in training? And where did you get trained, actually, by the way? Oh, yeah, you got trained by Kyle O. I'm over here. See, that's sometimes when I'm doing these lives, I kind of like draw these little blanks sometimes on these questions that I have for everybody. So please, I am sorry about that. I get so overly excited to talk to other people, especially about what has totally changed my life, And I'm not here to hide anything, I'm like, I don't want to say I'm like not the sharpest tool here in the shed, but there is a lot of things that sometimes go right over my head, So yeah, sorry about that. I just I get so overly excited with talking to people. Like, I'm totally a people person. I actually always hate when I hear people say how, oh, I hate people. It's like, you're hanging out with the wrong people. Okay, so the reason why, Steve, that I wanted to really have the ability of knowing how to do the speed bar was just because of how much flying I do over the water. And like sometimes I feel like Pilot Tom and I, we go flying in such high winds that I have learned that when you hang out at the beach for over an hour of a flight time, the winds change direction sometimes. And I've had times where we have taken off directly into the ocean, right? At like, let's say 16-mile-an-hour gusting. And, you know, we'll be up in the air and then the winds will start to gradually turn where like there's been times when I've landed from that takeoff being directly to the ocean to directly going towards inland. Like, so I just, you know, it's just like I totally agree with you. I'm not really trying to do any type of acro. Like I'm not really in it to do wing overs, stalls, or anything like that. I don't want to ever think I have to throw my reserve for any reason. You know, it's nice to have the reserve, but I don't ever want to have that reason. I actually believe that going up in the air and flying around is just as cool as that guy who does acro. I do have to admit that I do like doing like little mini spirals and like little mini I guess they're like slaloms. Like I'm doing like slaloms, you know, where I'm just going back and forth like I'm swinging, you know, on a swing set, side to side. But you know, I just don't want to know what it's like to fall out of the sky. I don't want to know, you know. And after seeing what happened to Anthony Valla, you know, and you know, I watched Pilot Tom, the guy I fly with that has that green wing. He has another wing that he just got to do more acro, and he's really good. He does do acro, and I've watched his wing collapse right next to me when he's doing some of those things, just so I could like try to get like a good shot of him in the air, and it's crazy. And he, like, when we're back on the ground and stuff, or when we're talking through our headsets, or I'm asking him about it, he acts like no big deal. But for me, my heart was just pounding when I saw the whole half of his wing collapse in, and then it comes right back out. And crazy, you know what I mean? And for some people, they're built for it. Like, for me, I am really nervous about that stuff. I think flying in the air is just as cool as doing that acro stuff in the air. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's in the cards for me or not really, but right now it's definitely not. I want to learn little things though, um like if you got caught in a spiral, how to get out of it. That's kind of why I want to learn how to do a spiral, because I've seen a lot of people get caught in a spiral turn or make a big mistake where next thing you know that they're spinning in that crazy G-force 360 spin. And I just want to always make sure I know how to get out of those situations, you know? And that's what's nice about Pilot Tom. He pushes me to to learn that, or like the last flight that we were just doing, which I can't wait to share. He was talking about frontals and stuff like that, and it would be so scary to just pull my A lines when we're up in the air. But like for him, he's done all that stuff, and for him it's like nothing, you know. But I don't know. Big ears is fun. Little mini spirals is a ton of fun, and doing swallows. I think I'm saying it right. Swallows is like when you're just. I believe I'm saying it right. When you swing back and forth, side to side, you know. And like sometimes I have done. I guess they're called like 270 turns, where it feels like a really fun 180 spin. I don't know if you've ever done anything like that or not, but I like the little stuff, you know. And I love flying low at the beach. You know, I remember in the beginning stages of my flying, which was, 2 years ago now, that when I used to fly low, I was panicking inside. Like, oh my gosh, one little mistake, I'm hitting the ground, you know? And then in time, I found out that, man, flying low is a ton of fun, but it is actually, in my mind, it's super unsafe. Like, especially if you have a tailwind, downwind, you know? And especially at the beach, because sometimes, man, I've clocked myself with my trims all the way in on my Roadster. Trims all the way in at 38 miles an hour on the beach. That's fast. And with trims in, that's like, to me, that's insane. You know, I don't know. Do you ever play with your trims on your wing then? You have trim settings, right, Scoob? And Scoob too, like I just posted that last video on Facebook and shared it to a bunch of groups and of me doing the speed bar. It was just like a little do you have trims on your on your wing? Like, do you have like a trims where you can like, go from like trimmed all the way in, trimmed neutral, or trimmed all the way out on your, on your wing? Oh, did you see the video? Nice. Yeah, what's his name was at Bad Apples, and he was explaining to me how, but they don't adjust far. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't mean to talk too much sometimes, maybe 4 inches total. Okay, wow. Okay, so you know what? Excuse my first wing, which I still have, the Ozone Buzz, that had about maybe 3 inches of range. And it actually, like thinking about it right now, it never felt really anything different like what the Roadster does. The Roadster, man, I don't know for inches, but dude, it feels like it's every bit of like maybe 9 inches. It's a dramatic change in feeling. And I know that when I go trimmed all the way out in the manual, it requires to only use my tip steering, Do you have tip steering on your wing? And because like my other wing didn't have tip steering, but it did have the speed bar setup though on the other wing. But I never used the speed bar though on the Buzz. I just used to play with the trims on it sometimes. No. Okay, right. So then, but yeah, like it's dramatic on the Roadster, and it was crazy, and I feel like having this wing now from what I originally had, it's a big game changer, and that's why I'm trying to be very safe, not trying to really jump the gun in anything, and it's fast enough, and knowing that, dude, I clock speeds at 38 miles an hour with my trims all the way in at the beach with that tailwind, that was crazy, but we did have winds at like 18 mile an hour gusting that day. And I have learned with Pilot Tom that these wings can really take a lot of wind if they're laminar. If it was inland, no way. I think the highest winds I've flown in that were inland were 12 miles an hour. And that felt like a pretty rough flight until I got like up to 1,000 feet, like way far away from the tree rotor, and from like, I guess some of the spots of the farmland for thermals, But yeah, so dude, I posted that video on Facebook, and I can't think of the guy's name right now, but a guy commented on it. And it's so funny, like the one guy who commented, he's been flying for a while, and he was just at Bad Apples, and he was just talking about how it was his first time letting his trims all the way out. And I was thinking like, wow, man, to me, it's just mind-boggling because I feel like in my training, I learned about my trims, from all the way in neutral to all the way out, and the safeties about it, what you should be doing. And like my first wing, like when I learned to use my trims all the way out, the Stabilo lines, the ones that are all the way to your outer edge, like what my tip steering is on my new wing now are, like when you're trimmed all the way out, you should be just putting pressure on them, not using your brakes, just like example, like if you're using your speed bar, but still though, it's a ton of fun, still super cool. And but yeah, so what? So is Bad Apples over with now, right? So I guess Bad Apples ended yesterday or Sunday, I guess maybe. Dude, I saw a couple people slam the ground there in that cornfield, which I didn't hear that anyone got hospitalized or anything like that, but I heard that some people definitely smacked the ground, and I heard that I think like 6 or 7 people went swimming there with their paramotor, which is such a shame. I'd be so devastated. Definitely never trying to go swimming at a place like that in front of a lot of people either. But yeah, Scoob, dude, I'm happy that you came on the live, dude. Like I said, I was trying to push myself, and it's so hard to be on these lives and no one to actually be on here sometimes. And I really do appreciate you coming and watching, entertaining the live, dude. It definitely makes it a lot better. But yeah, man, I hope that you have a really good time at your fly-in, dude. I'm like really stoked for you. I'm pretty excited for this upcoming Friday. I saw the guy grab all the corn, dude. Right? Oh my gosh, how did that guy not slam the ground, dude? So I saw another video of not Pablo. His name's Mike. I can't think of his last name right now. I've actually flown with him once before here on the beach, and dude, he hit that same spot, I think, of the corn patch that was there, and he hit the ground. His paramotor looked like he wrecked his paramotor. He looked like he destroyed it, which was a shame, Dude, I can't believe that guy who hit the corn that I'm thinking of the video that you're thinking of. How did he hit all that corn and none of it go and ruin his prop, He hit that corn and came right back up and buzzed around, and you see like everybody on the ground like, you gotta land. And then dude, he lands and all of it like falls off of his netting. It was so awesome, but like sketchy. Like, dude, how did you not go to the ground hitting all that corn, How did none of it hit his prop, you know what I mean? Or maybe it did and the corn just got chopped up and it was nothing, Oh, and I actually just got my beeline just came in the mail, the one that I actually nicked when I had all that sand in it, which I'm pretty disappointed about doing. It's the first time ever striking a line on a takeoff. Dude, right, Skew, I have no idea, man. He was so lucky. You know what I'm really lucky about, which I can't wait to post a video, which I'm still working on my laptop, is that I was actually foot dragging the beach for a while on the SkyMax here, Star, and I'm foot dragging, but I was being lazy and I was sitting in the seat, which I was told is a big no-no, which I can see why now. But luckily, my frame sits pretty low, like it sits lower than my harness, pretty much. And dude, I'm foot dragging away, sitting there. Here's all these people. I thought it'd be cool to keep doing it. And like a fool, the bottom of my cage, that part right there, touches the ground. And I don't know how I didn't prop strike anything. I don't know how I was able to keep flying. It was like super lucky. I don't know if I like pulled on my brakes right when I felt the cage hit. I don't know what happened. It was such a quick thing. And I had my chase cam rolling, and my chase cam catches me totally hitting my corner of the cage right on the ground. And gosh, I was so lucky. And it's funny too, I guess my hoop section's just so much bigger than my Expedition hoop section is. That, dude, my hoop section on my Expedition, if I would have done that with that, I would have stood no chance. My prop would have hit the ground and it would have exploded. My 3-blade here, I don't know how it didn't touch the sand. Or maybe it did, and I'm just extremely lucky. Watching the chase cam, it didn't look like I hit it. Like, I didn't see like any sandblasting or anything, but yeah. Damn, Scoob, I can't believe I've been on here now for about 53 minutes. So, Scoob, while I do have you on here and thinking about timing, how long do you normally do your lives for? Because I normally try to stick to like an hour of time doing the lives, but I don't know. The one time I was on for like an hour and a half. Ooh, I just kicked my stand. I was on for like 2 hours, 8 to 10. Wow, you do it for 2 hours? Man, that's awesome, dude. That's actually a while, man. I can't believe it. You're on for 2 hours. And you do it every Friday night, right? I think is what you said. You do it Friday night. So 8 to 10 Friday nights. Oh, man, yeah. So I'll be watching your live this Friday on the ferry boat ride back from the car show, because I'll be on the ferry at that point. Because I got a ferry here from the bottom of New Jersey that goes to Delaware. And that's what I do. I take the hot rod onto the ferry early in the morning. And then from the ferry ride, I get to Delaware. And then from Delaware, it's like a a nice 40-minute cruise. I've done like 6-hour shows sometimes. What? 6 hours, dude. That's incredible. Man, I couldn't imagine. Dude, that's a lot of talking, dude. That's great. Like, just you by yourself, too? Just all your fans or all your followers just on there just chatting away? That's actually, man, that's impressive, dude. I'm actually, like I said, I'm like super jealous. I think that's really cool that you get to do that. And you got a great following, dude, that is on your lives, you know? Like, that was awesome. I think when I hopped on, you had like 30-something people on there, like, really talking away. And I couldn't keep up because I tried, like, reading what everybody else was saying. And then when you were, you know, talking to me, of course, I kept, like, wanting to write to you right away. And I was impressed, man. Like, highly impressed. Just alone, but now Munchkin joins me. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, oh, nice. Nah, dude, that's actually really cool. I wish that I could have someone join me on my lives. Maybe in time I'll have that. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. Dude, it'd be cool to do a live chat with just you, you know what I mean? Like that would be a lot of fun to do one of these times. Maybe one of your Friday nights I could slip in on one of yours, which would be pretty sweet. That's dude, like I said, I think it's really cool. I think it's a great way to just, you know, talk paramotors, you know, and to me it's like all I ever want to talk about now. And to be honest, when I go in my house, uh it's the last thing my girlfriend wants to hear me talking about. So at least when I'm in the shop here talking about it, it's a great time. Okay, yeah, definitely. Well, maybe we'll try to work something out in like the next couple weeks. You know what I mean? I would love to hop on there with you and chat away. You know, that would be awesome, dude. Oh man, and dude, really, dude, I'm trying to gear up to do one of them live streams up in the air. Like you said, it's kind of sketchy to be on your phone to like maybe read back comments, but maybe it'd be sweet to go up with the idea of like saying like, "Hey, everybody, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna have. I don't know if I'll be checking the phone or not. Maybe I'll check the phone just to make sure the live stream's rolling. But maybe like make a comment like, I'll comment to all you guys after I'm back on the ground or something like that, because." That would be a lot of fun, dude. I think too that going up in the air for a flight would be so fun to bring everybody on for the live, you know? But you know, my questions are I'm still a little confused on how to do it through the GoPro. I don't know if you figured that out yet or not, but I was just reading into it again a little bit. I just don't understand how does my GoPro like link to the live here on my YouTube channel. That's what kind of gets to me still a little bit. Like I was doing a little bit of reading on it the other day when I was talking to you guys about it, but yeah, I'm not gonna type while flying, but I can talk. Right, exactly. Right. I totally agree with you. Unless if like you can somehow figure out how to have a holder for your cell phone in front of you, that would be sweet where you didn't have to like touch it at all. That would be nice, but I don't know how else. I don't know how you would do it, you know, like safely. Because I know that every time I hold my phone when I'm flying in the air, I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm going to drop my phone and then I'm going to be upset. You go on the trike. Yeah. Yeah, man. I just, like I was saying, I just don't really understand how the GoPro. Oh, you do got one on the trike. Oh, that's badass. Well, that's nice then, because at least then you can like. Oh, wait a minute. So would you do the live then through your cell phone, not the GoPro? Because like Tucker got when he went and did it, he was live streaming from his GoPro cam on his helmet, but it was live streaming on YouTube. Like, how do you do that? That's what I want to figure out. Oh, I have this weird itch on my spine. Ooh, I can do the GoPro. Yeah. Yeah, like, that's what I'm trying to say, Scoob, is like, I don't understand, like, how that works. It has an option to go live. Yeah, on the GoPro, you're saying? Like, the GoPro has an option to go live on? Because after this live, which I'm probably about to end it in a few minutes here, that's what I want to go look back up again, because I would love to do that, you know? I think that would be a ton of fun. You have the GoPro Quick app on your phone? Yeah, I do. I do have that on my phone. That's how I do like a lot of my editing with my 360 cam. I have to do it through that app. Like my 360 cam, I can't actually edit the videos any other way other than being on that exact app. That's where you can go live. Okay, but when I go live though, it like links to my YouTube channel. Like how Tucker Gott did it. Like Tucker Gott, it looked really good for it going through his GoPro to his YouTube channel. You know what I mean? That's like my only question is like, how the hell was he doing that? And I've had people reach out. Yes, you can. Okay. All right, I'm going to look into that, Scoop, because that's what I would like to do. And I don't know if I'll be able to fly. Maybe I'll get a flight in by Thursday, which would be freaking sweet. But we'll see. Because now, knowing that I have the show on Friday, I have to get the car ready. The car always needs a little bit of loving before I go on these shows. And I need to make sure that everything's tip-top shape, fluid-wise, and stuff like that. And debate on what paramotor I'm going to bring on the back. So, and like I said, I'm going to modify my deck here to put a lock on it so nobody can steal the paramotor, you know, because like I said, we go to the convention center, we go to like out to eat and stuff. Just stay low. Cell phone don't get good internet high. Oh, that's a good point. Well, I'm glad that you said that. I'll definitely keep that in mind, man, for sure. Definitely, definitely. Well, Scoop, dude, I really do appreciate you being on here. I appreciate you giving me that info, too, on the how to go GoPro Live here on YouTube. So I'm definitely going to work on that, too, as well. And, yeah, man, so I'm going to be looking forward to your live on Friday. Like I said, I'm going to probably be watching it on the water on the ferry boat home from Delaware back to Jersey. But, yeah, man, I got a big show on Friday. And, hey, man, good luck to you on your flying, too. I can't wait to see your live. Wait. So you'll probably do a live then, not on Friday then? Before you go, if you don't mind? Yeah, so are you going to still do your live though on Friday? Or are you going to do it tomorrow? Out of curiosity. Okay, maybe Thursday. Okay, I'm going to message you on Facebook too, and I'll drop you my cell phone number. So, and if you can recall, maybe you can drop me a text and you can let me know that that you're going live. Depends on the weather, but yes. Yes to Friday. Okay, so you're definitely doing it on Friday. Maybe you'll do a live on Thursday, you're saying. So, all right, that sounds good, dude. All right, well, I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'm going to try to do a live as well on Friday, probably sometime around maybe lunchtime at the car show. So I'll definitely stay in touch. Like I said, okay, yeah. All right, that sounds good, man. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, dude, I'm going to drop you a message on Facebook in the next few, all right? So, all right, man. Dude, you're the man for coming on here. Like always, dude, I really do appreciate hanging out with you. And yeah, man, until the next one, dude, hopefully I'll be out flying or we'll be out hot rodding. So, Scoob, until the next one, dude, I'll talk to you later. Peace out, everyone.